A little bit about me and why, this isn't to brag, it's just to be like, hey, like this is about me and therefore, maybe this is where I can help, right? Like this is the perspective I'm coming from. So came from the Bitcoin Startup Lab winter cohort. Prior to that, I got a MBA at Northwestern Kellogg, and I've been in different crypto startups, including a billion-dollar unicorn and big tech. Prior to that, doing 1 to 0 projects, so creating new projects, launching new things, and yeah. But I've been in crypto on chain since 2017. So, earliest ETH DeFi days, I was doing stuff. I was minting NFTs from smart contracts. And then I came over to the Bitcoin space really early on at the start of Ordinals and was kind of around ever since then. And when we saw the innovation really happen, that's when we kind of went all in, right? And we thought there's a great opportunity with all this interesting stuff on chain to just make it easier for these users using AI. So that's when we ended up joining the Bitcoin Startup Labs program, which was a tremendous experience for us. So my understanding, is this right, Albert? This is the kind of more beginning parts of the program.
You're
What
actually
week are you
coming
guys
on
in
the
right now?
first week of orientation. They had their warm-up week last week. Yeah.
Okay. All
Yes.
right. Awesome.
So cohort 6, right? So two cohorts later now. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's
Yeah.
go. Okay, then. Yeah, you guys are in for a treat. So, so let me see. Let me actually rewind here. So the program is a couple parts. The three parts that we broke it, I'll break it down into from my perspective is one, you have the Fulcrum Bootcamp. So this is where you're getting the download from Albert and crew in terms of like really that scientific method of how to identify a problem that's a startup can be formed around, right? So that's the kind of the science behind it. Then later on, you're going to get into a phase after you've discovered where your company is going to be focused. You're going to go through a phase of networking with different type of advisors, investors, right? And then going into fundraising. So then you'll do fundraising. And then, afterwards, after the program's over, there'll be, kind of like ongoing type of stuff that you can still participate in. So I have it broken down into these three parts here. But we'll start with the Fulcrum boot camp. So, this is quite an intense period for I think for us and for all of the people within our cohort. I think we did this in like either 2 or 3 weeks. We went through the Fulcrum. So from our perspective, what we learned with in this period was really, hey, like trying to approach user problem, right, from a really scientific way. So Albert will give you this methodology. It's like almost like a scientific method, so to speak, right? It's approach to test your hypotheses and your ideas, with real data, right, to identify, okay, like is there something here or not, right? So like in science, there's that concept of like statistical significance, right? Like, is the finding like stat sig, right? So that's a little bit of what Albert's here to help you do, right? Because we all have these, yeah, like awesome ideas and we're going to go into the market and test it. How can we know the result? Is that actually, what meets that quality bar to be like, oh, this result, this idea, where I'm honing in here, that's statistically significant, right? So Albert will help you, be a barometer for that, basically, right? So this may feel kind of it may feel kind of intense as you're going through it, but that was one of the ways where we could kind of get a sense of like, hey, we're getting close to something we can really focus in on. So um, there's a book I would recommend to during the process. We read the Mom book, the Mom Test, which is a pretty good book that we used for user interviews. So this is a big part of it, but I'm gonna pause here quick. I see two people, potentially still two people with their hand raised. We got Hadafa and YVR. Are there questions right now?
Sorry, I don't
All
know
right.
that went up.
Okay, no worries. I see they've gone down. Okay. So yeah, to make it interesting, we're gonna do a little bit of Q&A. So part of investigating user problem, right, is um, is actually being able to talk to users, right? So, I saw a lot of people with the crypto on-chain background. So I'm assuming there's some ideas around here where you want to kind of target kind of on-chain people as customers or crypto users as customers, right? So let's do some Q&A. What are some good ways to reach users in crypto, right? So imagine you want to run some user interviews, you want to talk to them, right, and get a sense of your idea. People want to kind of raise their hand and give a shot at answering. What are some good ways to reach some of these people? All right, we'll start with I saw the first hand up is Robert. Robert, go ahead.
In real life, events have been really effective, or creating your own events and bring them over to showcase what you're going to launch or what you're going to do in the future. It's very effective one to one, and it's one of the best ones. There's many more, but that's one of the best ones that I found to be effective.
Yeah, definitely. In real life is really good. So there's different conferences you can go to, and there's a lot of people in the crypto community there, and you can talk to them one on one, and builds that trust where they kind of see you and meet you, and that's a great way. So thank you for that, Robert. Let's go to Dan next.
I would say Twitter Spaces. Hi, Richard, by the way. Sorry. Twitter Spaces and Discord, specifically founder channels. They have like many communities have these founder channels where you meet a lot of
Yeah.
interesting people.
Yeah, definitely. So Twitter Spaces and Discords are great. So you guys can check out like the regular Twitter Spaces. Some of them you might have some friends or connections who run them, and you can reach out to them on that. And in the different communities like Ordinals, Ethereum, they all have their different regular spaces. So yeah, that's a really good one. And Discords are great as well. Speaking of Twitter Spaces, Mark. Go ahead.
How you doing, Richard? Nice to see you in person and not Twitter Spaces. But yeah, I would
Yeah.
say joining like an ordinals or NFT community, like becoming part of an actual real community where people are interacting all the time.
Yeah. No, no, that is a really good one as well. So joining being part of a community, right? There's that's a good one. There's you can interact with especially like a good active community. They'll have chats and discussions and you're kind of like going in warm with the other members of the community. Okay. We'll do one more for the sake of time, but then there'll be more opportunities to give ideas. So I'm just gonna go down the list. Lucian, go ahead.
Hey, Richard. So I think just, if you have a website, a pitch deck already done, a waiting list, I think it's the most simple and cheapest way to create awareness and sort of like engage an increasing number of people or potential users to be paying attention to what you're developing, right? And staying engaged.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, definitely have set up that waiting list and set up that and rewind to like set up that website. So when you're going to you think about it like when you're going to these spaces, right? You're going to IRL, right? Um, you want a place where you can funnel these people. Oh, you met some interesting people. It seems like a potential good match, right? You can
Yeah,
bring them to your website, to your community, right? And have them
yeah,
take action, act on it,
yeah.
and sign up, right? So that's a good one. Good
Just an
stuff.
email. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna keep going, but drop for people who still have ideas, drop it in the chat. Like drop it in the chat and people will be able to see it. Okay, so awesome. These are all really good. These are, all really good ideas. If you're reaching out over Twitter, right, or Discord. One thing that I found useful is just get in the message, be kind of personalized message to them. You can tell from their their description, right, on their social, what they might be interested in, right? So give them a little bit of personalization. And another thing too is if they, based off of the description and their account, it looks like they could be a good fit for what you're trying to do, right? Like feel free to just ask them for feedback, right? Hey, like, we're doing this, right? Ask them for feedback. If you guys are doing kind of crypto on chain companies, you can even mention, hey, like, we're gonna take care of, or we're gonna reward some of our early supporters, right? Just be authentic about it. And yeah, I think these are all really good, and just go for it. So, and you'll kind of experience this soon as Albert gives you the methodology, then you guys will start using these methods to go reach and talk to users. But yeah, really good. Great answers.